Yeah, it would be nice to just put it to rest, I think, and just prove it one way or the other, like definitively.
They could do that so simply, and they won't. You've got to wonder why.
Huh.
Well, how would you do it?
How about turn the camera around on one of these so-called space shuttles?
Well,
Yeah.
they don't. They've got stuff up there they don't want. They don't want you to see.
Yeah, like the planets.
No, not the planet. Other stuff.
Well, how
That's
come
what
we
we
can't
know
see,
for sure is that they have other stuff up there that they don't want
how
you to
come we can't see the planets without seeing the other stuff?
see. What planets?
The one you're trying to figure out is either a globe or a flat Earth.
Why don't they have they do have a camera on the Earth, as far as I can tell. There's like a live feed.
I'd like to see a spinning globe, real time.
Okay, am I wrong? Because I've looked this up on YouTube, and there's like a live feed from the ISS just flying over the Earth.
You don't honestly think that what you're looking at is not a CGI represented piece of crap?
No, it looked like a live feed. Looked like a live feed to me.
No,
I've seen the ISS fly right over me.
I'm sure you have. I don't buy it.
It was bright.
How many satellites are supposed to be in orbit right now?
Well, you know, if you rely on what people think is GPS, and we've got 1 million of them up there, you'd see them 24/7 flying by at 14,000 miles an hour. It's all horseshit. So's the math.
Yeah, you can see the stars, which are billions of light years away or whatever.
You can't see stars in space. They
You
have to
think
be
it's put on
astronauts.
a filter to block out starlight, right, and sunlight and stuff. You gotta have some kind of
If you
filter
get
on
the
there.
stars from here, you should be able to see them out there.
Well, I'm sure that, but in space, it's so full of light that they would have some kind of light filter, so you didn't just get blinded, right?
No.
Well, how come we can't look up and see the satellites, like we see the stars?
I see satellites all the time at night. You can see tons of them. If you
Okay.
just go out and look at night, you'll see hundreds of them.
Let me ask you a question. If you can't see 60 miles, what makes you think you're going to see a satellite?
What's that? Sorry, you cut out there.
How high up are the
I
satellites?
mean, I don't do a lot of math, but, cut me a break.
How high up are the
It
satellites?
just looks like a star going across the sky at a steady pace in a straight line. There's hundreds of them.
Yeah, no.
Go out
Those
any
are
night,
green?
look up there, and you'll notice that 3 or 4 of the stars in your field of vision are steadily traveling across the sky in a straight path. Those are satellites.
Are you sure those aren't planes?
No,
Well,
no, I'm talking
according-
about satellites. They look about the same size as a star.
According to
So when you watch
Wikipedia,
people like Crow777 or Dark Sky Watcher, guys that have, you're talking about 12-inch lenses out there. They're pulling right on up. They're looking all over the place. They can't find them. They've
Well,
yet
you-
to produce one.
Have you never?
But you
You
can
don't see the things
see
going
it.
across the sky.
Oh, yeah, hardly. Especially with all the chemtrailing, you're dreaming.
Well, obviously, if it's some heavy spray, you're not going to see the sky. But
Well,
on a clear
this,
night,
satellite
you can see
here.
lots of satellites. It's just standard.
this satellite here,
I know
I'm
you
looking-
think you're looking at them, but I'm not seeing what you're looking at.
Well, they're satellites because they move at a steady speed in a perfectly straight line and never deviate.
That's if you believe in
If it
satellites.
does a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn, you got something else on your hands. But I've seen hundreds of them. They don't turn. They're satellites.
Yeah, well, if that fake space station is up there, you can rest assured if any other piece of junk is up there, it's not anything we're using anything major with.
No, that's just all for public consumption.
Absolutely.
But it's not because the Earth is flat. It's because they have advanced technology they didn't want you to know about.
How many plants and how many mice do you think we've seen and launched up there over the past 40 years? What did we get out of it? Tang, Velcro, and microwave?
I understand that.
I mean, come on.
I understand they have.
You have one picture. One picture NASA likes to float. One.
You know what? You know why they? You know why they do that? They like to keep you
decide
guessing.
to build a rocket that's going to take 9 years to get to Pluto, and we send a 1-pixel camera up. Interesting.
That's
You got to love the high-def, bad pixelization you get out of NASA. You're dreaming. I don't believe a shitload word of any close.
Psyop achieved,
We
right?
can't get a rocket back up there. How come we can't get a rocket up there?
I'm sure there's lots of reasons you can't get a rocket up there.
Yeah, because we haven't gone there, and they don't want us up there, and there's a reason they don't want us up there.
Yes, that's true.
You got to think about it.
They want maximum control. That's right. That's why they don't want you up there, because they want to control you. They want to keep you in your box.
They have a different.
Keep your head down and keep working down here. And if they want you up there, they'll come and get you and put you up there.
Slave planet.
But this all has nothing to do with the flat Earth. That's where the whole thing goes sideways. That's where everybody gets sidetracked and sideswiped, and psyop achieved is when they say it's because the Earth is flat. It's for other reasons that you need to be researching.
Like what?
Like the secret space program.
No kidding. That's where all that money went. Ask Rumsfeld.
Right. So there's a secret space program, if people don't know. It's much more advanced than what NASA is doing. It has anti-gravity. They probably have some sort of portal system. Andrew Basiago talks about jump gates to Mars. Jump rooms and stuff, doors they can walk in and you come out the other door. And they're actually starting to leak this and starting to give this to the public, saying that they have portals now, saying they have this basic portal technology, but little do you know, they've been using these portals probably for 50 years.
It's the Philadelphia experiment.
So I understand all that stuff, but it's not because the Earth is flat.
How do you know?
Because God showed me the Earth as a sphere. So, in your reading of the Bible, do you believe the Bible teaches a flat Earth or a round Earth?
Appears to me to speak flat.
Why?
I don't know. 4 pillars, all sorts of stuff.
You don't think that's an obvious? That's obviously idiomatic.
To you, maybe. It's not how I take it. I don't understand the firmament.
Well, firmament is an expanse, so it would just be like the sky or whatever.
No. It's a thing.
Well, the firmament just means expanse.
No. The expanse does not fall between 2 bodies of water.
Yes, it could if there's the water that's on the Earth and then there's water above the Earth. That would mean there's space in the middle, which would be called a firmament.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a space.
Well, it's a thing.
Well, it's not no thing,
It
I would assume.
could be space. It could be a piece of glass. It could be anything.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, could be. Do you I believe in the water canopy, a thin, frozen water canopy supported by maybe electromagnetism or whatever. There would have.
I have a problem with, and I'm not a scientific or math person. I'm a registered nurse by trade, and I'm just now looking into this, including the Bible. But I have a problem with gravity. And simply, as a blonde can put it, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. And I have crawled the planet asking everybody I know, what is the direct opposite of gravity? And nobody can tell me that.
The direct opposite of gravity?
So, yeah, what's the equal and opposite reaction to gravity?
Well, I would say gravity would be some sort of an electrical force, and so
Right.
it would be like the opposite.
The reason why they couldn't figure it out is because the principles do not lend to distance. I have a problem with a spinning globe because, as you know, if you're at the top of spinning anything, you're really not going to feel it too bad. You go down to about the sides and you're going to flip right off.
Yeah.
And that fake ISIS station up there has yet to show the globe spinning. Now, at 14,000 miles revolution, or however they're doing it, you should see something. Not little white fluffy clouds that go flying by that don't freaking move.
Well, I would argue that if you go out on a clear night and lay down on your back for 6 hours, you'll see it spinning.
Generally, there's no oxygen out there. How do you burn anything?
Well, how do you burn it?
There's a lot of problems.
Like with plasma, I would suppose.
Yeah, no. If it's a big old burning ball of fire, where's the oxygen coming to feed that shit?
Wouldn't it be plasma?
Well, define plasma, because you're going to need oxygen.
Electrified gas?
Well, you need oxygen to burn.
Do you need oxygen to burn plasma?
Yes, sir.
Well, for all we know, God just creates oxygen in it continuously. He upholds the entire creation. He maintains it and holds it together. He balances the entire cosmos on a pinhead. It's so pristine.
Put the bomb down.
So we do have that.
No. There are a lot of questions that need to be answered.
I agree, but the shape of the Earth, I just don't think it's one of them. And I don't think it would matter.
Until I started looking into it, and if you can't answer the question, you gotta lay down the answer.
Well, number one, God already showed me the shape. And so the only purpose I have for looking into it is to debunk it.
I've known God for a very long time, and the shape of the Earth has never come into anything we've ever discussed.
Well, I know. I realize that. I realize that's not going to constitute, convincing evidence for someone else, but it's convinced me. And
I understand.
Just in the position he put me in. So, and then I forgot what I was. The last point I was going to say.
Well, I can appreciate you had a dream one night or whatever, but it's been ingrained since you were a child. You walked into the first classroom you ever saw, and there was one sitting in the corner, and there was never a question. And then they pulled out the 9 planets, give or take one if you want to consider Pluto. You got to be kidding me.
Well, here's a problem I have with it.
The world thought it was flat before it thought it was a globe.
Okay, but you can.
The globe is a late theory.
Well, I don't think it was ever in question. I think that when you watch a bird fly over the horizon, it's like, yep, you're on a ball.
The world was flat. That's why they didn't want Columbus in the boat.
It was never in question. Here's one. If the world is flat and Noah's flood covered the entire Earth and right over the highest mountains, so what do you think the water looked like at the edges? Was it just running off the edges and it was like 15 cubits high? Just running off every edge, or do you think it was like?
What were the oceans doing at the equator?
Okay, what were the oceans? The entire Earth was an ocean. So on a flat Earth model, was the water just pouring off every side, or what?
How'd you keep the water on the globe?
How do you keep the water on the globe?
Yeah.
You don't. On a globe. How do you keep the water on a globe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That it just gravity holds it on there.
Okay, so now we have a problem with gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Gravity is a theory. It's not something anybody can prove.
Well, it appears to be an electrical force that I can feel.
There's no opposite reaction to gravity.
Yeah, anti-gravity.
No, nope.
There's part of the psyop right there. They have anti-gravity. They don't want you to know about it. Therefore, gravity isn't real.
Okay.
If you believe gravity is real, you'll believe anti-gravity is real.
Well, if gravity isn't real, then how does water stay where it's supposed to? Water always levels to flat. Always.
Because
Horizon.
of the gravity
always at your eye. Straight.
Right.
Do
Because
not account for the curvature of the Earth when we shoot a gun and wonder where the bullet's going to go.
it's not far
We
enough.
don't do it when we're
Not far enough
calibrating roads to pave them.
It's not a far enough distance.
And pilots and ship captains also don't accommodate for it while they're shipping.
Yeah, pilots and ship captains use spherical trigonometry for a globe.
No, they don't either.
All pilots use that because the angles are different.
If they have no instruments, they have to go celestial.
Pilots know spherical trigonometry. They have to use it because they're flying. The angles are different on a sphere. That's why all pilots use spherical trigonometry.
Nope. Not buying it.
It's true. It's just true.
Well,
You'll ask a pilot if they've learned spherical
you get a number of
trigonometry.
pilots that are going to tell you without a fisheye lens, you're looking at a straight, flat horizon.
Then why can't I look over to Quebec?
Because you can't see that far as a human.
How come I can see to a star?
Well, I think you're smoking the bomb.
Well, what do you mean? You're telling me I can't see to Quebec because I'm human, but I can see the next stars over?
Well,
My eyes are good. I can't see Quebec because the Earth is a ball.
The star you're looking up. There's no landmass to have you curve or not curve to. It's not the same thing.
I understand that.
Trust me.